I beg, buck me at the Emirates. Buck me at the Emirates, because I'll go. You let me know what game you want to go to. Yo, people, what we saying, what we spraying, back again with another Blood Brothers. The time of the week when me and Wolfie link up to... Oh, is that me? Oh, whoa. I had the YouTube playing, my bad. Where me and Wolfie talk a bit about the red clubs that we support. Obviously, him being a Nottingham Forest fan, me being an Arsenal fan. Now, just a quick admin. Yeah, people, make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, not only to me, but make sure you are also showing love to Wolfie over at Forest Fan TV. One of the biggest, one of the best Nottingham Forest content creators out there in the world. And you know, just quickly, is there many Nottingham Forest YouTube content creators?
Yeah, there's a handful. There's a handful. We're the biggest. I wouldn't say we're the best, but the biggest.
No, hey, you got to tell it how it is, man. You got to say you're the best. That's the only way that you'll be the best is by saying you're the best.
It's subjective, isn't it, man? It's subjective. If you want like serious football all the time, then I'm sure you can get it elsewhere. If you want just fan, you know what? It is, bro. We're just fans talking football. I say we're like mates in a pub. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We don't do the woke thing.
That's what it's about, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what it's about. Do you know what? Yeah, when I don't know about everyone, but when it comes to me, like one of the real reasons why I decided I wanted to get involved in like the football YouTube content space is because I just love talking about football, even with my friends. Like everyone does it, right? Everyone talks about football with their friends, and I just thought, why not make more friends and talk about football with more people online? And you know, I thought it was going to be more like at the pub talking with your mates, but it turns out that more often than not it's a war zone, and I have to defend my club. Like,
it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. It's like I started the channel. We did the whole why we started channel thing. I just started it because there was no Forest channel that was like giving the news, the transfer updates, and all this stuff, and it just started from there, bro, and it just like kicks on. But it's exactly that. It's like, you know what? It's weird, man. It's weird the way people like love or hate you based on your opinion, which is just your opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, the panel things, they're a different beast. They're a different beast. You don't get to talk ball properly on them panel ones. You just got either defend or attack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it pretty much is fully what it is. You either it's like war. It really is like war, and there's always a casualty the way of war, right? But hey, Wolfie, obviously you know my Swedish ITK Flash boy. You know him, yeah. Welcome and meet my English ITK Mark AFC. He's the one who told me that Eze is 100% joining Arsenal, and it came to fruition. So obviously in the village, in the community, we got hella ITKs all popping up all over the place, man that are in the know. So you get me, big up Mark AFC every time, and also big up inside. Go on.
My God, I was gonna say I'm really disappointed with how we let George get away with it last week on Potts' channel, man.
I just feel like, do you know what it is, yeah? And it's so hard to explain this without people like diving into you're being a victim. Is no matter what's happened, everybody just wants to slew Arsenal. It doesn't matter what happens. It honestly doesn't. It doesn't matter what happens. Do you know what? When we go this Thursday, yeah, even though I won 5-0, I guarantee you, I'm gonna be the one that holds the most of the heat because I'm an Arsenal fan, and that's just what it is. Yeah, therefore Attack on Titans type shit on panels, bro. So, but I mean,
the thing is, on that, should we start with that? I thought, if I'm being honest with you, bro, I thought for the first half hour you weren't that great. But you broke them down. Once you got that first goal, then you were able to break them down and you kick on and you get your 5. I don't think it still matters, man. Like, this has been Arsenal's problem over the last, I'd say, 18 months, is breaking down these low block teams. I thought Leeds were organised. I think people need to give credit to Leeds for that first half hour. They look very organised.
Yeah.
But eventually the pressure paid off. Obviously, corner FC and what have you. But I still say, like, when was a rule invented that you're not allowed to score from corners? Like, if you've mastered the dark arts of corners, I guarantee you the other teams are going to start copying it. And how about this? I've copied it in my under-14s team, and it works. It works. I've done the same routine. My son's left-footed, right? He can, for some reason, he takes a good corner. Bro, he scored 3 goals directly from the corner last season because I put a player on keeper, loaded the back post, and got players to shuffle across. But it works. If it works, it's not down to Arsenal to stop it working. It's down to the opposition to stop it from working. You know what I'm saying? So it's a legit tactic.
Just on that as well, it's also not about Arsenal doing it less. It's about other teams doing it more. Because Arsenal's not doing something that everyone else in the league can't do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like no one else in the league can train on set pieces and coach set pieces and start doing them themselves. Like it just, do you know what I mean? Like, people,
if I was able to figure it out, I watched a couple of clips of it, just watched where the players lined up, and then I was able to put it into under 14s who are, you know, they're now getting their bum fluff and stuff, getting kids organized is harder than getting professional footballers organized. They were able to do it, and we're scoring goals from it. We got promoted off the back of it. So I got nothing against this corner thing. Now, what I would say is if you could balance that up with open play goals on top, so it's part of your armory rather than your whole armory, then you're looking like decent. You know what I'm saying?
But that's exactly what we did, Wolfie. This is the thing. That's exactly what we did. Like, see, this is my view on it, right? If, let's just say, for example, Arsenal go throughout the season and we score, the majority of the goals we score come from set pieces, and more often than not, when I'm watching the games, the build-up's not really good. We're struggling to break down low blocks, and we're more often than not from open play, we're not putting the ball in the back of the net. Then I would think all of these claims are valid. Yeah, there would be some validity to these claims. Yeah. But when Arsenal, for example, specifically in the Leeds game, if Arsenal are, you know, trying to work the ball around, trying to break down Leeds, it's not really working because Leeds are just I don't want to say I was surprised, but I was, to a degree, I kind of was with how structured they were.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's find a way to force them to open up. And the way that we did that is by scoring from a set piece. Now, Arsenal have very intentionally focused on mastering set pieces, because it's not just corners. Like, we are good from free kicks as well. And we have now gone and got another free kick specialist in Eza, who is only going to make the set piece FC work. We got the final duel for the Infinity Gauntlet.
Nice direct running.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know what I mean? So, but then after that, you see the kind of the shift in the game. And obviously Leeds then went into a scenario where, okay, we have to score now. Exactly. So even if it was them just opening up a touch, because it doesn't have to be too much. They just have to open up a touch. Okay, cool. Now we punish you. And the proof is in the pudding. We scored 5 goals. We scored 5.
But you're still getting smoke for it. Like, I'll tell you what, if Forest win every game 5-0, play crap, and score a corner goal, I ain't complaining. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not complaining.
But the thing is, nobody is, Wolfie. Nobody's. Do you know what, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah.
If every single fan, if their team won every single game 1-0 and every single goal was from a corner, nobody's saying anything.
Yeah. But what I will say is, what a game on Monday for a neutral. The Newcastle
Newcastle
Liverpool one. Yeah, no, just as a neutral. You know what? That's the best game of football I've enjoyed watching in a long time. Because I like that kind of game. Fiery tackles flying in, chances both ends. You get me? As a fan, okay, I know there was the whole Isak Derby thing, but as a fan, you don't want to see that with your team. Even though as a neutral, that's the games you want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's just entertaining to watch. But I gotta say, I needed to watch that game because I'll be honest with you, I haven't been impressed with any Premier League team this season so far. I think...
You know what? I'm not just saying this because of the show, but I've actually been very impressed with Nottingham. I've actually been very impressed with Nottingham Forest. So I said this. I think I said this the other day. The teams that I've actually been impressed with this season so far is actually Arsenal, Liverpool, and Nottingham Forest. Like, and I know it's weird. It may seem weird, but
red cartel, yeah.
I'm talking. Do you know what? Yeah, obviously we'll get onto it in a bit when we talk about your game against Crystal Palace. But that first game that you played, was amazing. I'm talking about how you played. Like, obviously, like as a neutral, I'm not really going to be analyzing the game in a sense of, oh, why are we doing this? We should be doing that instead. Or this player, he's way too out of his. I'm not going to be doing all that stuff. So you, as a Nottingham Forest fan, probably analyze the game very differently to me. But as a neutral, watching that game, I was entertained the whole time.
So were we, bro. So were we. And it's like, you know what? I kind of, I'm a bit negative, right, with my thoughts. I came away thinking, is that Forest being that good, or was it Brentford being that bad? And then Brentford went and beat Villa.
Yeah.
I have not been impressed with Spurs, by the way. I'll say that. So I get it. Look, I think there's a lot of early days in the football thing. I know you said you're impressed with Liverpool. I just don't think Liverpool structurally in the defensive look good. And their mentality seems to change when they go 2-0 up. That's back-to-back games in the league now. They've gone a couple of goals up and then been clawed back. We saw it against Bournemouth. We saw it against Newcastle with 10 men. So I still think it's early days. I don't think teams have settled into their patterns yet. But I don't know, bro. I don't even know who's going to win it. I said Man City before the season started. They looked utter shite against Spurs. They just look like they couldn't be bothered.
And Wolfie, this is why when I say, okay, like you said, you're a negative fan. Yeah. I think it's like one of the worst kept secrets in the world that I am more on the optimistic side. I feel like I stay fairly in the middle, but if you were to pick a side for me, you would say, yeah, Hooks is definitely more optimistic than he is pessimistic. When I say that Arsenal are best suited to winning this league at the moment, purely based on the squad, and people laugh at me and use Man City as an example, and then I go and watch them struggle to break down Tottenham in the exact same way that I struggle to break down teams and I get insulted for it, to me, is mad. It's absolute madness. So, but do you know what? We'll save a little segment at the end just for a little quick one, just for that at this stage, who's winning the league? Because obviously we know what it's like on YouTube. People want to see the big statements and all of that. But obviously, back to the Arsenal Leeds game, yeah. Because we was roughly touching upon like quick reactions, knee-jerk stuff, and all of that. I remember very vividly after the Arsenal-Manchester United game, everyone saying, oh, Gyokeres, he's going to be a flop. Gyokeres, he plays in Timberland boots. Gyokaku, and they were making up all different types of names, and they were talking about, oh, he's touched his hair more than he's had touches on the ball, and all of that stuff, yeah. And then against Leeds, he goes and grabs a brace, yeah. Now, the first goal for me showed something very important to me that I needed to see from him as a striker. If he needs to, he can create a goal for himself. Yeah. He doesn't need to rely on others creating for him. So I think he's displayed that. The second goal, what a penalty. And people are going to say, oh, it was a penalty. Anyone can score penalties. Well, I think they're still searching for the ball that Bruno Fernandes hit. So I don't think scoring penalties is as easy as everybody makes out. But he hit that with venom. And I think because obviously there's been a lot of talk prior of like, is he going to be Arsenal's new penalty taker? Rah. I think he's kind of confirmed himself now as Arsenal's new penalty taker. So what obviously my thoughts on Gyokeres don't change. Yeah. Because I knew I wasn't signing Bergkamp. So when people say to me, oh, he doesn't have the greatest touch, or when he's dribbling, like it looks unhealthy, he looks like he's overweight, he looks slow, all of that stuff. I didn't I didn't sign Gyokeres for that. I signed Gyokeres to score me goals, and he's now 2 goals in 2 games. So, well, I don't know. What did you make of Gyokeres' performance against Leeds?
So a couple of things on Gyokeres. I think he was extremely nervous to get his goals. Yeah, I do hate Spurs. They're not my most hated team though. I think it showed for me that chance in the first half where he didn't sort his feet out, where that ball got played through to him and what have you. That felt a little panicky for me. He needed that first goal. Yeah, and the goal was good, where he cut in, created his own chance and did it. I think that's fine. What I was most impressed with, I know this is going to sound weird, his penalty. It was so nice to see, because I'm glad you brought it up. It was so nice to see a penalty taker who just runs up and hits the ball. Doesn't do these pigeon steps, doesn't do the stutter run, doesn't look up, doesn't lift his left knee up high. He's just confident enough that if I strike this ball clean in the spot that I'm aiming for, the keeper's not going to save it, man. I am so sick of these 20-minute long run-ups on penalties, man. Just line it. It was like, remember Shearer's penalties? It was like Shearer's penalty, man. Yeah. He just runs up, he hits it, and Stuart Pearce, people like that. I'm going to hit it so hard that even if you go the right way, you ain't reaching it. It's breaking your arm.
Yeah.
And it stood out. It just stood out because I haven't seen a normal penalty for that in so long, man.
They're so underrated. Just normal penalties are just so underrated. Just running up and hitting the ball is so underrated.
Just hit the ball, man.
Because even in the scenario where the keeper does dive the right way, because you've hit it with so much power, there's so many opportunities. Like, it might hit his hand and come back to you. It might hit his hand, hit the post and go in. It might hit his hand, hit the post, and then go to one of your other teammates, and then the ball's coming back in, and then you got another chance. But when you're doing all this, do you know what type of penalty I hate the most? And I'm so happy that Jorginho's left my team now. When them man do the jump, I hate the hop. Oh my God, I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it so much. Why is it allowed? Why is it?
There's so many of these penalties that I question how legal they are, man. Because so many look like they've stopped running. And they're just dragging their back foot very slowly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just hit the damn ball and get on with it. Because you know what? Gibbs White does it as well, right? And he hasn't missed one. He hasn't missed one to my memory. But I have no confidence in it. As a fan watching someone, I just want the penalty over with. I want to know if the back of the net is, bulging or not. Like, get on with it. It's just so frustrating. So that was good to see from him. I still don't think he looks match sharp.
He's not. He's not
quite match sharp.
But it's understandable, right?
Yeah, that comes. But what was I going to say? The only other thing is, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, he had like 5 touches or whatever it was in the game. 2 of them went in the back of the net. Who cares? Like, Haaland did this. Haaland is, striker of the season. As long as your striker puts the ball in the back of the net, it doesn't matter. You know what? To a lesser extent, I've got that with Chris Wood. If Chris Wood doesn't score, he hasn't had a good game. If Chris Wood scores, my fan base put him as man of the match. It's binary when it comes to a striker. If your job is to score goals, score the goals. 100%. The rest of it, leave it for the other 10 players.
And do you know what as well? Yeah, a lot of people are going to lose their mind. And throughout the season, when I make the comparison, because I will make the comparison throughout the whole season,
that's good.
I remember last year, but more specifically the season before, so the 23-24 season, everyone was telling me and Arsenal fans, we need a striker like Haaland who doesn't get involved in the game.
Yeah.
If he gets the ball in and around the box, he puts it in the back of the net. This is what Arsenal needs. And because obviously everyone was talking a lot of rubbish on Gabriel Jesus, who he's not someone who's known for scoring goals. He's someone who's known for when he plays in the 9, he links up play and brings in other players and they score the goals. So now we actually have someone who is Haaland-esque. People are now finding problems again. And it's not just rivals, it's Arsenal fans as well. Fans, and it annoys me when Arsenal fans do it, because it's like, you've been crying out for an actual real 9 for 5 to 6 years. You finally have one, and then now you're nitpicking again. And it's the nitpicking thing to me is it's so boring. Honestly, it's just one of the most boring.
Yeah, but look, as certain fans need, they need something to complain of. Not necessarily complain. Maybe complain is too harsh a word, but they gotta have something where they can look at it and think, okay, what if we improved in this area? But like, is there still more that can come out of this player? I agree with you. Look, I like the best striker I've ever seen in my time at Forest is Collie Moore. He was like a complete striker. He is so underrated, by the way. And I'm sure my lot, if they're in the chat, will tell you how good Collie Moore was. He could score, he could link up the play, he could run from his own box to the other box and score from that. He had everything, right? And he could score with both feet as well. Those type of strikers are very rare, right? When you have if you said to me, I want a striker who can link up play and get me 10 to 15 goals, but he always feels like he's involved, or I'm going to have a striker who's going to do nothing except score and he's going to get 25 to 30. I'm picking the 25 to 30 every time. Every time. Because it puts fear into the opposition to know that you got a gunman up front.
Yeah.
It makes them drop maybe 4 or 5 yards deeper because they're worried about that striker. They're worried about his movement in the box. It also, the other thing, and this is the point I want to make on Gyokeres, it will now free up Saka to do more. Potentially Odegaard or Eze or whoever you're going to play. Saka was being marked last year by 3 players at a time because no one was worried about your 9.
Yeah.
Right? Just take Saka out of the game and there's no one in the middle apart from a Havertz who occasionally had a good game who's going to do it. At the very least, Gyokeres' presence will create a difference in terms of the freedom Saka will get or an Eze will get or what have you. The people got to look past the how many touches did he have thing to, okay, him being on the pitch, how does that impact freeing up the other players in the attack? Because now, I'll tell you what, now defenders will be more worried about Gyokeres than they are, say, a Saka. They're not gonna, triple mark Saka and leave Gyokeres unmarked in the box. That balance has to spread out. So there's loads of little things that people are ignoring outside of the how many touches did he have? How many? By the way, the hair flicks are annoying, bro. I can't lie. They are so annoying. This is a neutral watching it, bro. Like, man, get some firm holding gel. Like, seriously, it's not that hard to fix, right? Or shave it off. If it's bugging you that much, just shave it off, man. But yeah, that's the point on it. Is like, look outside of what else he's gonna do. The other players from the opposition that are gonna be forced to attract it to him, and that's the thing people are missing.
And you know what? It ties into your point, and then it can then go into like the final point before we move on to the Nottingham Forest part. Is Victor Gyokeres is going to allow the other players around him to have space to do more damage. One of those other players is Eze. What did you because obviously Eze was announced prior to the game, and he was also announced at the stadium. Just quickly, I'm so happy that football's getting back to a place where players get announced at stadiums. I'm so happy. It used to happen all the time, and then for some reason it stopped. I don't know why it stopped, but now we're getting back to the place where players are getting announced in the stadium, and I, for one, am a massive fan of that. Now, I mean, it's been no secret that I love Eze, and I've wanted Eze at Arsenal for a while, and I'm now happy he's finally come home. And I won't lie, like when that announcement video dropped, I think on that day I watched it like 100 times, and every time I watched it, I got goosebumps. And now, even thinking about it, I get goosebumps. Like it was like the most perfect announcement video. Like it fit the storyline.
Want to be in right, that one.
Yeah, it fit the storyline of Eze. It fit his character, and having Ian Wright in there, it was a bit obvious because Ian Wright left Crystal Palace at 27 and joined Arsenal. Eze left Crystal Palace at 27 and joined Arsenal. So
I didn't make that connection, You're right.
Yeah. It's like it was like
okay. I hear it.
Like, hey, wait, just to remind people, because people know who I am. Yeah, the stars were definitely aligned. You know what I mean? They definitely aligned then. But what was your thoughts on the whole, I guess, the whole first, Eze joining Arsenal, does that create any real difference for Arsenal in your mind? And then what did you think about the way he was announced?
It like emotionally, it meant nothing to me. Like watching my boy was excited by it. Like, he was proper excited as they coming in and what have you. I only care that you took him off Spurs. To be honest, that's like the way the Spurs fans were moving about Eze. And by the way, what's that guy talking about? I never slated Max Doutman. I said don't overhype him and put pressure on him, you dumbass. But anyway, yeah, I just was like, you know what? If he is used in the right position, which is the Odegaard position for me, he's not wide left. He's not wide left. I think
Wolfie, just quickly, Wolfie. I already debunked this in a stream I did this morning. If you haven't watched the stream I did this morning, feel free to watch it later. That goes to everyone else as well. I've already debunked the Eze can't play left wing thing. I did a tactical breakdown. I went into heat maps and explained it thoroughly. I even made the connection of every Arsenal fan is crying and screaming out for Rodrigo to come and play on the left. But Rodrigo actually occupies all the exact same spaces on the pitch as Eze. So, but carry on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, bro, like Eze, look, you could play Eze in defense and I think it'd still ball out, right? But I'm saying his strongest position for me would be that 10, that kind of higher attacking 8. I think he does change my perception of what I think Arsenal are going to do this season. He's that good a player.
Yeah.
It's like the only question mark I guess that could be posed is, right, is Eze going to go from being a big fish in a small pond to a small fish in a big pond? I don't see that. And the other issue I have is Arteta going to utilize him correctly and enough? Because for me, if I'm being honest with you, if I'm Arteta, he's already first name on the team sheet for Liverpool. He's just putting in that X factor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that gives you guys a massive lift going into that game. You know, when you see that team sheet, you see Eze. You got the Liverpool fans, they see Eze on there, and they're thinking, we got a different problem to think about here. You know what I'm saying? And then goes back to the point of what I said. Gyokeres is going to occupy players. Eze is going to have to be occupied by players. Saka, okay, he's injured, but assuming like when your team is fit, Saka's going to have to be occupied by players. You're now stretching these defensive lines. And I get what you're saying. If you were to put Eze on the left, for example, I don't agree with it, but let's just say it happens. You got players that are going to have to keep an eye on Eze, stretched all the way to the right-hand side where Saka is, and Gyokeres with the occupation. And then if you can get someone in that middle, then to just sprinkle up, there should be space. Declan Rice maybe, or what have you. But yeah, I think he's a huge signing. If he had gone to Spurs, bro, I would have never forgiven you. Ever.
Hey, you wouldn't have forgiven me. I wouldn't have forgiven Arsenal. Because there's no way Arsenal Football Club can allow a player who is not only an Arsenal fan, big Arsenal fan, but came through the academy. There's no way you can allow him to play football at Spurs. I'm sorry. It's like you're doing damage to him. Like I think people need to comprehend this, yeah? I don't think people comprehend this enough. He's so much of an Arsenal fan that he knew he was on his way to Tottenham and he called Mikel Arteta at the last moment. He himself called Mikel Arteta at the last moment to find out, please, is there a way?
Seriously?
Yeah. He called Arteta at the final moment. He called Arteta, please, is there a way? Please, is there? And then right after that, they went into a Mikel Arteta, Berta, Josh Kroenke. They went into a meeting about this, and after the meeting, they went, "Okay, cool, green light." Immediately. That's why you saw, like, when like the final piece of like positive reporting of Eze going to Spurs. Literally within an hour, 2 hours after that, you see, here we go. Literally,
that would worry me that Arteta wasn't looking at him more seriously before that, because Eze for me is a game changer.
Yeah,
he's a game changer, bro. I think in spite of Arteta, Eze can potentially be that creative spark that pushes Arsenal on.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of the best signings of the transfer window. I'd have taken him at Forest, man.
Oh, of
I'd
course
swap
you
to
would.
Gibbs White for an essay any day of the week. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So,
of course you would, Wolfie. Of course you would. But look, before we move on to the next part, I just want to let people know there's 238 of you inside at the moment. Obviously, it's split between Twitter and YouTube. All of you that are on the Twitter stream, the link to the YouTube is in the comments. Fly by, drop a like, head back out, do whatever you want to do, watch it wherever you want to watch it. People inside on the YouTube, just make sure you're liking the video. And subscribing to the channel. You know, we're trying to get to 8K as quickly as possible. We recently went past 7. And make sure make sure you are subscribing to Forest Fan TV as well. It is in the title. You do not have to go any further. So talk to me, Wolfie. Yeah, because we played Leeds, but you took part in the El Casico derby. And how so I guess a few things like I mean, obviously, what did you think about the game overall? Obviously, it was a 1-1 draw. It was a very intense game from what I remember. I did watch it. It was a very intense game. Do you feel like the off the field stuff fueled the game and both teams were kind of in a scenario where we can't lose this game? Like, do you feel there was any added importance into the game?
it was very overhyped in the media. Like a couple of my FFTV boys were down there, and I was like, just like make sure you stay safe and what have you. There was a massive police presence. There was a lot of the old steel gate railings and what have you. Nothing. There was no beef at all. The only beef was that they put up a banner with Marinakis holding a gun to Gibbs White's head, which I thought was quite funny. Like, it doesn't, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, right? But what's funnier is they're getting in trouble with it for the FA. With the FA, could be a UEFA trouble as well. Who knows? But yeah, so there was a lot of that. It just shows you, bro. In this day and age, there's too many keyboard warriors. Like the beef online was like you were expecting to turn up to Selhurst Park and see AKs and trenches and all this stuff. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I think there was a lot of overhype in it. Are Palace fans annoyed at Forest? Yes. Should they be annoyed at Forest? No. As I keep telling D, if it was a Brighton, if it was Villa who finished 7th last season, whoever, your anger would be towards them incorrectly. The issue was from your ownership, man. Parish didn't check his emails, Texter didn't put his stuff in a blind trust. Got nothing to do with me. So yeah, so that was kind of the backdrop to the game. The game itself, I thought Palace were really good for about 60 minutes. I thought Forest struggled in the first half. And then Palace just tired out. And I think our goal, what a ball by Dan and Doy, by the way, to Callum Hudson-Doy, just split that defense nicely. I felt it was against the run of play. We scored that goal, and then suddenly it just felt like Palace tired. Like 5 minutes after that goal, they look very tired. I know their squad is thin. They've lost Eze. They haven't bought in the summer window. And then we started to bring on our changes, but we brought them on too late. McAtee came on, I thought looked really good.
Yeah.
Hutchinson had a chance. Igor Jesus had hit the post late on. Forest were in the ascendancy. I was saying after the game, if the game had gone on for 10 more minutes, Forest would have won that. But and by that logic, if Nuno had done his subs 10 minutes earlier, I think Forest would have won it as well. His whole sub thing is really starting to annoy me now. It's always too late or it's reactive. I want to see proactive substitutions. He's been given these players. The bigger backdrop was, of course, the whole Nuno press conference talking about how he's fallen out with Marinakis and all that. I don't know if you saw all that stuff going on.
Wait, did that happen? Did that happen before or after the game?
Yeah, before.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah,
because obviously, I've seen it pop up all over the place online. Not the press conference itself, but the actual kind of I don't know, animosity, whatever you want to call it. And obviously, I've heard people briefly speak about it on different YouTube channels. But what is the actual problem? Because from what I understand, Edu and Nuno have a problem with each other.
Yeah, but that's not how it was put out in the media to start with, right? So what happened on, I think it was Thursday or Friday, whenever his presser was, there was rumors that came out in that morning that Forest were going to sack Nuno.
Yeah,
they were coming from some decent sources as well. They've Forest are contemplating sacking Nuno. I got straight on the phone to my contacts in the club, and they were saying to me, categorically, this is BS. We have no intention, nor has it crossed our minds that we're getting rid of Nuno or anything like that. So I put that out to my guys saying, don't worry, these rumors are BS. He then comes out in the presser. He categorically, I think, manufactures a way to have that conversation. Yeah, because he wasn't directly asked about it or anything like that, but he brought it into the conversation. And he was saying that he was basically talking about the relationship with him and Marinakis. He was like, last year we used to talk every day. Now we don't talk as much. And they were like, is that a good thing? And he was like, no, in any relationship, if you're talking less, I'm paraphrasing, it's not a good thing. He was basically talking, he feels more distant from it. That grenade set off grenade after grenade. He pulled the pin out and everything started exploding. Forest were caught completely unaware of this. Okay, they had no idea that this was coming. Exactly that. I think he wanted to get himself sacked. Now, I got told about something that happened 2 weeks ago, and then I spoke to Ben Jacobs about it, and Ben Jacobs was able to verify it and what have you. And then that's why the whole thing came out after that. So it's my fault, basically. It was around Adama Traore. This has triggered the whole thing. So Edu's come in. Nuno's beef is not with Marinakis, it's with Edu. That's where his beef is. Because Edu is almost like another layer between him and Marinakis, and Edu has more power behind the scenes than Nuno has or had before he came in. So basically, Nuno went to Edu saying, I want Adama. Edu, now the story that's come out, and I'll give you a little exclusive here, was that Edu blocked the move for Adama. Okay. What I got told is different. Basically, Nuno went to Edu to say, go get me Adama. He then said, okay, I spoke to Fulham, I've spoke to Adama. He goes, they don't want to do the move. Nuno then finds out from Adama's camp that no one approached Adama. He kicks off. Basically, he claims that Edu lied to him. He kicks off. He marches into Edu's office, kicking off at him. So this was 2 weeks ago, demanding then and there that he's calling a press conference to quit as Forest manager, right? To the extent that Marinakis had to come into this and get involved and just quash it. So when I got told about it 2 weeks ago, I was like, all right, it's just internal beef. Marinakis stepped in, sorted it out, and we've moved on. And then clearly it's been playing on his mind for the last 2 weeks. There's been reports, I don't know if this bit's true or not, but that he didn't want Douglas Luiz. He was still cut up about Adama, because Adama was his boy at Wolves, wasn't he? Like when he managed him there. So fast forwarding it to now, so he does this press conference. After the press conference, I'm talking to my contacts in the club. I'm like, you told me you weren't sacking him. And they're like, all bets are now off. And I was like, whoa. So the rumors from then to the game, there was talks that he was getting sacked. He wasn't making the Palace game. He was clearly manufacturing it. For me, he was manufacturing his exit because he'd had enough of Edu, or you could say it was a cry for help. It's one or the other. So they, Marinakis, Edu, or whoever, sat down, and they basically weren't going to give him that. They were going to find a way to fix it, because Marinakis believes this is the best Forest squad, the best position as well that Forest have been in for 30 years. And he doesn't want to ruin that. So, like, Marinakis got this reputation of, hire and fire kind of thing, where he hasn't really done that recently. Marinakis has been able to, he kept Steve Cooper in longer than I think he should have. Yes, I know he has a reputation of sacking managers there and then, but I just think he's matured as an owner. And it looks like they were able to have a conversation, and then it was brought around that Nuno will stay at Palace. I don't know where things are now. I'm still not convinced Nuno wants to stay while Edu's there. This is starting to feel like it's a him or me scenario between him and Edu. I think Edu wins out because Marinakis wanted Edu for a long time. He got that in. He's not going to sack him over Nuno. So either they sort their differences out, or I think Edu wins. But the fans are fully on Nuno's side over this. I'm not. I think I think he needs to know his role. I think he needs to know his role. The fact that he thinks Adama is the answer for me is a red flag. And the fact if the Douglas Luiz thing is true, I can't verify that, but if that's true, that's an even bigger red flag. I think 18 teams in the Premier League would take Douglas Luiz in there. In fact, I think all 20 teams would at least take him in their squad.
Yeah,
100%. I think 15 he starts for. So, you know, there's a lot going on as well. But I just wonder, is he trying to manufacture something? Because we've seen this at Wolves before. He fell out with Benzema at Saudi when he was out in Saudi. There's an expiry date on Nuno's patience for a club. Now he then comes out after the match. Sorry, they interviewed him before the match, and he's like, "This is all BS. This is all BS, and what have you. People are making things out into being what they're not." And then after the match, he's saying the same thing. I want to stay at Forest. I want to stay at Forest. I love it here. If I could stay here forever, that kind of rhetoric. But I don't know where things are. I haven't had any updates from the club or anything, so I don't know what they're saying on it. But yeah, it's volatile, and I think that did maybe have a slight impact on the game and the performance because it overshadowed it. So yeah, so that's the backstory to it, bro. But I'm biased towards Marinakis anyway, so I'll back what Marinakis does because of what he's done for my club.
Yeah,
but I just think Nuno needs to remember he's a head coach. He ain't a manager. There's a big difference.
I would get rid. Personally, I would get rid. Do you know what I mean? Like, because the way that I would view it, and obviously, like every Forest fan is entitled to view it the way they want to view it. But the way that I would view it is, your squad is now in a really good place to solidify themselves as an upper table team. And when I say upper table team, I'm talking about from like, obviously, I don't think you're going to win the league, but like anywhere from 1st to like 8th.
European.
Like, so the European slots. You're at a point where you can really and truly solidify yourself as a European team. I don't think, like, obviously I know you're a very you say you're negative, but I feel like
I wouldn't say I'm negative, bro. I'd say like I always expect something bad to happen with Forest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I know
you know what I mean? Like the collapse last season.
Yeah. Okay,
in the back of my mind, the thought is there from start.
Yeah, you're very cautious, but you're also a fan that you speak very highly of Nottingham Forest as well and of the history of your club. So I think that you guys should just realize that the club is definitely bigger than Nuno. Yeah. And if Nuno's actively trying to take you backwards by bringing in people like Adama Traore and not wanting people like Douglas Luiz in the club, it's just easier to get rid. Because let's just say on the flip side, let's just say Nuno gets you. Let's just say Nuno does get you a Champions League spot this season, and then Marinakis goes, "Oh wow, you know what? Nuno got us a Champions League. Okay, do you know what? Sorry, Edu, I'm gonna start listening to Nuno a bit more." He's gonna start bringing idiots into your club, and then the next season, wow, why are we 12th? Do you know what I mean? So I would say just get rid. It's going to cost you money, but with the squad that you have now, I'll just throw out a name. If you brought in like a Xavi, especially considering you're moving towards possession football anyway, you would be cooking. And I personally think Nuno has a ceiling. Personally, I personally think he has a ceiling, and I think that ceiling is like 6th. I would be highly surprised if Nuno ever got you higher than 6th. Personally, and the fact that you're changing your style away from what he usually plays, I think it signifies that to a degree he understands that the way has played football previously is not good enough. It's very limited. So I would say, look, I mean, who am I to talk, right? Because I'm an Arsenal fan, and at Arsenal we're used to like giving managers time and believing in managers and backing managers, so on and so forth. But if he's causing internal problems, just get rid. And this is and look, I knew. Well, okay, I didn't know this was going to happen, but I do think that there was a bit of a pretense there of like Edu's leaving Arsenal because he doesn't have enough power. Wherever he goes to, he's going to have more power.
Yeah. Fair point.
So I do think there was like Nottingham Forest fans should have already been able to kind of foresee something like this happening just based off the pretense of why he left Arsenal. So the fact that if you're happy that he's there, you also have to back him and give him that support. Otherwise, there was no point you having their due. And I mean, so far, he's done good business for you.
Agreed.
So far, he's done good business for you. So, look,
I think part of the Forest fans' fear of Nuno going is the names that got linked. That's the thing. And yeah, I agree with Mark. He's not a possession-based manager. And like, if we do, we need to progress with that. The name that got linked heavily was Ange Postecoglou. Like, you saw the man trying to banter me on that. Now, I don't
think Wolfie's got a slight connection issue over there, Mr. Oh, well, while Wolfie is figuring out his connection, let's go to a quick advert break. Make sure you're liking the video. Yeah, I want to see big likes. Let's try and get this to 100 likes. Yeah, Nuno got him. Yeah, Nuno got him. He just WhatsApped me saying, WTF. His PC just locked up. So while he's figuring all that out, he will be back. While he's figuring all that out, people, make sure you're liking the video. Likes are super important. They're free. Don't cost you $1. Don't cost you a dime. It helps more people that would have never come across the channel before to come across the channel. And as you see over these sides, we talk about football in a very nice way. So, none of that, cussing the club 24/7. We can have grown adult conversations. We can agree to disagree, all of that stuff there. Make sure you're subscribing as well. Very important. We want to get to 10K before the end of the year. And make sure you're subscribing over to Forest Fan TV as well. It really is a blast over those sides. So I don't really know. I had a plan of where to go, but that required Wolfie to be here. So I guess while Wolfie isn't here, I guess I'll ask the chat the question instead. Is 1-1 at Selhurst Park a good result for Nottingham Forest? Second game of the season. Because let's be real, let's be honest, it's not an easy place to go to. And Crystal Palace is really and truly, they're not an easy team to break down either. Like, look, they drew their first game of the season against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge 0-0. So it's not like it's not an easy win. Do you know what I mean? Like, for you to win at Selhurst Park, you got to do a lot. Yeah, the Stars. Oh wait, is he back? No, he has to leave. He'll be right back. I don't know, like, because my overall feeling is like Nottingham Forest starting the season with a win and a draw, I think is very good. And I don't know if you. Oh, he said 1 second, sorting out the sound. I think it's a very good result. And I think that is something that...
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
My PC just literally froze.
Yeah. Hey, well...
I said the word Postecoglou and it, boom. I don't know if you heard that.
All right, so I guess I don't know if you heard the question, but I'll ask you the question as well. Is drawing 1-1 at Selhurst Park a good result for Nottingham Forest? Because I think it's a good result, and I think it's something that you can build momentum off of. First 2 games of the season, a very convincing win, and then a draw. I think coming back as well plays a big part in kind of boosting kind of motivation as well to push on. And well, do you know what? While you're answering that question, it will lead on to the next point as well. Yeah, that we're going to cover, because I think that Nottingham Forest momentum, can you sustain it against West Ham? Because I think you win that game without a shadow of a doubt.
To answer your first question, do I think a point at Selhurst Park is good? Yes. I think any team is pretty much happy with a point at Selhurst Park. Am I disappointed that I think we could have taken 3 points, but in the same breath, I think we could have lost. In terms of how I think Forest results were going to go at the start of the season, I expected us to beat Brentford. I thought we would draw with Palace. I expect us to beat West Ham. It would be the most Forest thing to lose to them, by the way.
Yeah.
And then obviously we got Arsenal after the stupid international break. And then following that, we got Sunderland and Burnley off the top of my head, or the other way around. So there are plenty of points for Forest to get. I think Forest need to be picking up 3 wins against Sunderland, Burnley, and West Ham. A draw of Palace is fine. If we can get a draw out of you, I'd be happy with that. That would be an exceptional start for me. Exceptional. And that's kind of where I've got my points tally set at. So a draw of Palace, anything above would have been a bonus. Can we sustain it? As long as this Nuno thing gets sorted one way or the other, but it needs to be sorted quick. I would like to know this week, is he definitely staying or definitely going? I don't like this 1 foot in, 1 foot out thing. So I'm happy with it. And we still haven't even seen Douglas Luiz on the pitch. We saw McAtee for 10 minutes. We saw Callum Mwendo played out of position on the left-hand side. He's a player, bro, but he needs to be played up front. Nuno's got options now. I think my biggest worry over the next couple of weeks is that because we brought these players in late in the transfer window, I don't think Nuno knows what his best 11 is. I don't think any Forest fan would put the same best 11 as the next Forest fan. There's a lot of, I would try this, I would do this, you know what I'm saying? So that for me might be a slight concern, but it's a good concern. Unlike other teams where they're still trying to get players in. Like if you look at Crystal Palace, I think they're a very good team, but they haven't brought anyone in. Their transfer window is going to be quite panicky now in these last 6 days.
They just brought in Yeremy Pino, though, which I think is a very good sign.
Yeah. But again, it's late. You know what I'm saying? It's like late. So I think we're gonna have another good season, if I'm being honest with you. The evidence I've seen is early days. Doesn't suggest that it won't be. As long as we keep the politics to a minimum and we get on with the football on the pitch. So I'm happy with how things have started. All these Spurs fans that are saying enjoy relegation and what have you, and United fans, I'd be more worried for United than I would be for Forest.
100%.
But by the way, remember when they beat you and they said what a great performance it was, and then they went and drew at Fulham? I'm just saying.
Remember, I'm pretty sure we spoke about it. Remember, you guys always go Super Saiyan against the big teams, but what happens when you face the Fulhams and the Brentfords and teams like that? We'll see how you're, because the cameras aren't on you. It's not Hollywood when you play against Fulham. So will they rise to the occasion? And it seems like, again, that they didn't. But we all know, we know Manchester United are in a bad place. It's only really them lot up north that don't really agree that they're or the London Chester United fans that for some reason still think they're better than Arsenal. But just this West Ham game, I think that even if you lost to Crystal Palace, this West Ham game would have been the perfect bounce back game anyway. This is potentially, and this is where I'm kind of a bit worried because I face you after this. This is a game where you could all score the 6s and the 7s and put yourself into a crazy state of feel good factor and momentum. Because look, from your first 3 games, if we're honest, you get in a win, a draw, and an absolute battering, and leaving with 7 points. Really and truly, what the only thing you could have asked for more is to get 2 more points against Palace. But then that's being greedy. Do you know what I mean? So,
greedy. But and that puts us in a good headspace going into your game. If we do beat West Ham, which I think most people expect us to do, we come into your game with the pressure on you. Because I think what you will see is, I think what's going to happen is Forest will play expansive against West Ham and we'll try and put the sword to them, try and get some goals. West Ham are in a mess, bro. Right now, I'm addicted to watching Lawless. You know what I'm saying? His head losses are amazing. It's I can't get enough Lawless, man. That little short, bold guy, man. I love him so much, man. I can't stop watching him. If we can beat West Ham.
And the social this season is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing.
So if we beat West Ham, I think we go into that Arsenal game with almost a free hit. Let's get a point out of that. I think we will play for a point against Arsenal. And if we're looking, so say we do end up 7 out of 9 and we get to 10 out of 15 after the Arsenal game, knowing that we got Burnley and Sunderland after that,
Perfect place to be.
This is what I want to see, this kind of mentality of managing like batches of 3 games. So if we can get, 7, what would it be? 7 from the first 3, 7 from the second 3, or 6. If we do lose to Arsenal, it's not a disaster as long as we go and win the next 2 games. That puts us in a very strong position. Very strong. We're looking at 14 points potentially by that stage,
Very good. And please don't play possession-based football against everyone else and then come to my ground and decide that you want to play shitty, low block. Don't want to play because there's no, man. I've had enough of teams wanting to do up Great Wall of China against my club. It's so frustrating to watch. Yeah, just come play some football. It can be nice. It can be a good old experience and everyone can have fun. But yeah,
you need to win there, bro. Like,
oh, he's going again, going again. I think we can. Oh, he's back. He's back.
Back.
You're back.
Yeah, that's one place we still haven't taken. I don't think we've taken a point there. I don't think we've even drawn at the Emirates. Yeah, I think you've won all 3 or 4 of them. Like, I was there when you beat us 5-0. That was painful. Then in the second season, we lost on the opening day of the season to 2-1. And then last year, I can't remember last year. We lost. Oh no, I think we lost 3-0.
Oh,
Odegaard played well.
Yeah, we beat you up. Yeah, I remember we beat you up. Sorry, Wolf.
Yeah.
We did beat you up.
So we need to get at least a point.
Last season was very interesting because of, you remember the little rhetoric that you went throughout the whole season about, I don't believe it. I don't believe in Arsenal. We're gonna finish above you. You're gonna fall out the top 4 and all of that stuff. Yeah, but don't worry, because this season, Blood Brothers, we got the show. We're all good. We're all happy. We're all great. By the way, big up Fams on TV on the raid. Everyone that's come through. You lot know over them sides. Yeah, it's family. You get me? So if you like over there, you have to like over here. Otherwise, I'll report you to D. And then he'll be getting cast when he next goes live. So, and on the flip side, anyone that was over here, go over to Famzone TV, show them some love, drop a like on their content, drop a subscribe. They're doing big.
Yeah, yo, big. Bro, you got a celeb in the chat, bro.
Who does? Oh, Flashboy, our brother. Oh, hey, we are not worthy of Lord Flashboy. Yeah, who I don't care about Ornstein. I don't care about Hand of Arsenal. I don't care about Fabrizio. I don't care about any of them, man. Flashboy dropped the Gyokeres news first. Yeah. No,
it's the name, man. I remember when you dropped it on Pot's channel, man. It killed me, man. Like, who's the source? Yeah, my guy Flashboy.
Yeah, the
Flash is one of those YouTube moments, man. It will never be forgotten, man.
Yeah, but I mean, Flashboy still hasn't got his badge back yet, though. So we are looking at Flashboy.
Fame's gone to his head, the fame's gone to his head a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's preparing, making a channel, and I have to go and become a member of his channel. Like, the tables have definitely turned. We are not worthy, but Flashboy will forever be a legend over here in the Halftime Hawks village. You get me? Life's different now. Life's very different now. Big up Chrome. Life's very different. Yeah, after the Gyokeres, hey, he's probably got all the honeys in Sweden. Like, yo, Flashboy. Yeah, you're the guy that broke the Gyokeres news. Yeah, oh, how do you know? Hey, don't worry. Hey, Flashboy prepping to take over YouTube. All right, cool. Obviously, big up, man. I'm trying, Ian. I'm trying. Like and subscribe, guys, and make sure you're subscribing to Forest Fan TV as well. Hey, Mark, don't do the same thing. I know you're famous over these sides, dropping the Eza news, yeah? So, obviously, can we get 100 likes? I mean, I can't believe we got nearly 400 people inside, so we better. So, look, obviously, time permitting, we'll the final, and we don't need to talk about it too long. It would just be nice to know your thoughts on it. Obviously, you spoke about earlier on the Newcastle United game. Well, Newcastle versus Liverpool. You spoke about it being the best game that you've seen so far of the season. and I'll be real, it did give me that you know that feel of like the old school Barclays Premier League.
Yeah, the old 4-3
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, one of those ones. But we have a blockbuster of a game on Sunday. We have Arsenal versus Liverpool at Anfield. Yeah. Now, I don't want your predictions.
Mm.
Yeah. Because notice we didn't do predictions for the Forest game either. Because once we finish with this segment, we'll do the flash predictions, get scoreline out, and we'll be good. Yeah. But I do have some questions, and chat, feel free to get involved in this as well. Yeah. So let's just be honest. Defensively, Liverpool looks shaky.
Yeah, shaky.
Shaky. I knew this was going to happen because of how they decided to go with Gyokeres and Frimpong as their new right backs.
Gyokeres looks like a joker, bro.
Yeah, Gyokeres and all of that stuff. Now, and on the flip side, Arsenal, yeah, regardless of whether you think we're playing nice or not, yeah, we've scored 6 goals. So we're looking very
Smash boy, man. Breaking news.
We're looking very dangerous. Yeah. So just let me know your thoughts and I'll be right back.
All right. Look, this is a tough one. It's come early in the season, so it's not going to decide anything. You get the Anfield game out the way. I don't think it's going to be as open as we've seen. I think Liverpool will be a lot more structured in this one. I think defensively, I could even see Arsenal dominating a bit of the possession and just getting the possession thing going. I just think Liverpool have got this whole VAR thing, this last minute goal thing going right now, which is quite frustrating to watch. They are leaking goals, but I just think they will show more respect to Arsenal than they did to Bournemouth and Newcastle. I probably think Liverpool just edge it, and it will be some Liverpool. I think VAR will get involved this weekend. I don't think it's the season decider, though. I think it's too early for that to happen. I can see definitely Liverpool dropping some points. But, yeah. Last time I see Wolfie, he was on some elite agenda thing, actually jarring seeing him talk real ball. Sorry, bro.
So obviously, Boyten Dio, yeah. I think what he's trying to say, and the text isn't doing it so well, is, and you know what, yeah, I feel like this is why I feel like a lot of people need to watch like the solo videos you do on your channel and maybe the more enclosed sessions that you have with your people on Forest Fans.
But I always say that, bro. When we do one-on-one stuff, if it's me or you, me or George, whatever, we just sit here and talk over. When you're on the panel, I ain't gonna roll over and let my belly get tickled and be like, "Oh, thanks for having me on, you big six cartel," right?
Yeah, but people are used to seeing you like rattling everyone all the time. So now it's like when they see you talking football, it's like, oh, raw, right? Whoa, it's, you
know what it is. I just hold the mirror up, and sometimes people don't like what they see in the mirror. You know, you get what I'm saying. But no, look, I think honestly speaking, Liverpool will just edge it. I think a draw is a good result for you. I think a draw is a better result for you than Liverpool, because it's at Anfield, because it's done. Yeah, everyone's shameless on the panels. But if you win at Liverpool, I think that automatically makes you guys serious contenders for the title. And it's probably your best chance, huh?
I'm already the favorites.
No, okay, in your mind you are. But realistically, you'd have to concede that at the start, before a whistle was blown, everyone's saying Liverpool this, Liverpool that, right? But I think if you go there and punch their nose up, and you get 3 points from then, I think people start taking Arteta more seriously. If I see Arteta go there with a game plan and get 3 points against the odds, I haven't seen the odds, I assume Liverpool will be favourites, draw slightly behind that, and then Arsenal slightly behind that to get the win. But this for me, the pressure's on Liverpool to make sure they don't drop the ball. But there is some, how would I say this? There is some chess that can be shown by Arteta to say, let's go there, get a win. If we get a win, we put a statement down. Statement, that's the word I'm looking for. If Arsenal go to Anfield, pick up 3 points, that is a statement, a big statement. and it releases a lot of pressure, and it becomes a decent swing in terms of the points. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have a 3-point gap on them. You'll be top of the table still. Liverpool will be in the mud. They go into an international break as well, having to stew on it for 2 weeks. I think a draw is just like, all right, cool. Everyone's happy with it. But to go there and just put a statement down, it's a tall order, because I don't think Liverpool will be as open at the back as they have been in the first 2 weeks. But anything can happen in football. And Eze could be that X factor. Eze could be that X factor. I'm just saying.
Do you know what?
You better be on the ball.
No, do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. Look. You know what? Yeah. Jacobs, you took the words right out of my mouth. I will be so disappointed if I don't win at Anfield this time. Yeah. Now I'm gonna be honest here. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not disrespecting Liverpool because I know how good of a team Liverpool are. I know how difficult, more specifically for my club, going to Anfield has been in it. But just in general, how difficult it is. Well, obviously not for you because last season you won there. But you know what I mean? It's usually very, very difficult to go to Anfield. But I feel like people do this thing, yeah, where they ignore like current. Like they ignore current scenarios. They ignore what's happening right now. Yeah. And right now, Liverpool are not the Liverpool of like game week 20 last season. They're just not. They really are just not. Like, so I don't know how Arteta's communicating with the players, but if I was Arteta, I would be saying, look, lads, it's a tall order. It really is, because we know that Liverpool can just boom like that. We know Slot, boom, he can cook something up that maybe puts us a bit at bay. But Liverpool are here for the taking. They're actually here because the one thing that, and again, this is why sometimes like I just love waiting. Yeah. Because I said at the start of the season, I can acknowledge how good Liverpool's team is, but their midfield looks weak. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of like physicality. And are they up for the physical battle? They look weak. Yeah. Against Newcastle, they weren't. It was long, even with Gravenberch there. And I know a lot of people say Gravenberch had a good day.
And against 10 men.
But like physically, look, Wirtz, he hasn't warmed up yet.
Bro, I think questions soon need to be asked about him. He doesn't get roped like the other players do because of his price tag. You know what I'm saying? Questions soon need to be asked about him. Ekitike looks good. He's hit the ground running.
Very good.
Yeah.
But now the real test comes for Ekitike because he's not going up against Shaw and Dan Burn. He's going up against Gabriel and Saliba with Declan Rice in front of them and Timber on the right. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's going up against, he doesn't have Nick Pope in goal. He's going up against the best back five in the Premier League at the moment. I have the best defense. I've conceded 0 goals. I conceded the least goals last season. So is Ekitike good enough himself to open up Arsenal? Yeah. When the brother behind him, he ain't cooking at the moment. Very good player. I like Wirtz. He's a very good player. But he's not cooking at the moment. If he was so if Wirtz in the first 2 games was cooking, and then I'm going into that game like, this guy's cooking, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. But honestly, the only way we don't win this game is if we F up. That's my opinion. I'm so confident. I've never been this confident going to Anfield.
Interesting.
Never. I have never in my life been this confident. Actually, sorry, that's a lie. When I used to have Henry and Bergkamp, I was always confident going to Anfield. But since then, I've never been this confident. And look, at the end of the day, I could be wrong. We could go there, we could lose. We could go there, we could draw. Because when you play against teams like Liverpool, like Man City, like Chelsea, to a degree, Tottenham, to a degree, Manchester United, the traditional big six, whenever you go and play against teams like that, it can go either way. But me personally, right now, Yeah, it's long. And big up Sinister, yeah, but you gone mad, yeah, because this Salah fraud, yeah, he's not doing no square ball into the box and completely ignoring that the whole of the rest of the game he was absolute trash. So look, I'm confident.
Let me ask
Obviously,
you one question, Hope. And this is the question that you really need to think about.
all right.
Will Arteta be happy with the draw at Anfield?
I want to lie and say no, but I think he will be happy with it.
Mm.
I think he will be happy with the draw. I want to lie about it and say that he won't, but I do, because he's very, he's crazy, but at points he's very pragmatic in his thinking, and he'll probably look at it like this is Liverpool going Anfield, leaving with a draw is it's a very good scenario.
It's very good. It's very good
scenario.
but
This
it's
early
not a
on,
statement.
good
Do you know
scenario.
what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where I think your season relies on. Is Arteta willing to lose at Anfield to try and win?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Or is he happy to walk away from a draw and say we're still in the fight? There's a win, huge statement. A draw, everyone will come away saying, you know what, Arsenal did well to get a point at Anfield, but a win, people are going, Arsenal are serious. You're going to see the Arsenal are scary videos all over your timelines. You know what I'm saying? But has he got that in him to have that killer instinct to say, I am prepared to lose this game by trying to win it? And I'm not convinced on that. I'm not convinced on that. And that's my worry. Now, I'm not saying if you draw, you can't win the league. I just think there's a mentality game in football.
Yeah.
If he goes in there and he puts one over Slot in their backyard, that gets them doubting. That gets them doubting.
Yeah, it does. I agree with you there. Like, I think I can't lie to myself. I do agree with you there. Like, it's very dependent on Arteta's. That's why I said I don't know how Arteta's communicating with the players. But if it was me, I would say, hey, that Liverpool are here for the taking. So I understand what you're saying, and it's not a crazy thing to say. And I guess it's something that we'll learn, right? We'll know when we see the setup. Just quickly as well. Remember when earlier on in the stream when we was talking about Eze, yeah? And remember I told you that I did that video where I debunked the whole Eze can't play left wing, yeah? Eze's last training session, he played inverted left wing with the main starters and Calafiori left back. So this may be the lineup for Sunday, yeah? People, go and check out the stream I did earlier. But basically what I said is with Calafiori or Hincapié at left back, it allows basically Arsenal to play with two attacking midfielders, which means Eze would end up playing left attacking mid versus playing high and wide, like how Martinelli plays.
You're going to get your width from your fullbacks.
Yeah.
I hear that. If you're going to do that with Eze, the width has to come from the fullbacks.
Yeah.
If you're going to play him on the left. I don't like him as a touchline winger.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't like that. I prefer him still in the middle.
Yeah.
Me personally.
No, I hear that. So look, just before we do finally close out, flash predictions. Scoreline, Nottingham Forest versus West Ham, and scoreline, Arsenal versus Liverpool.
3-0 Forest against West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
I think Liverpool go 2-1, bro. I can see a penalty. Dodgy VAR.
Okay.
I'll probably change my mind on this towards the end of the week. You're missing Saka. Big miss. I know he hasn't been performing and what have you. So what are you going to do? Put Madueke on the right-hand side, I would guess. And then maybe Eze on the left?
Probably. That's probably what I would
probably
put
where you
on the right, but I hear it.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's what I would do, but I know. It will probably be Gyokeres, Madueke on the right, Erdegaard, Eze on the left. That's probably what it will be.
I mean, I hope you win. If my biasy would be for us, if Forest aren't going to win the league, I don't mind Arsenal winning it. Here's my hierarchy, right? Forest win the league. If they don't, objective number 2, Man U don't win the league. Objective 3, Spurs don't win the league, right? And objective 4, I would like to see my son, celebrating at the end of the season. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. I think Liverpool will just edge it. They'll just edge it.
All right. No, that's fair. That's fair. Now, me on the other hand, I can't lie. I'm going like, I don't know on the exact scoreline, but I'm thinking like 5-0, 5-1 Forest. Like, I just can't.
With about Arsenal.
No. Whoa. If I ever dared to say that online about going Anfield, I'd be crucified if we didn't do it. So, yeah, no, I'm talking about the Nottingham Forest game. I just can't decide if you lot are keeping a clean sheet or not. That's the only thing that I'm not too sure on, is if you're keeping a clean sheet.
I'll tell you what, bro. Nuno's priority will be a clean sheet because he loves clean sheets and we haven't had one. I'm telling you now, he's going to drill into them clean sheet.
And
he'll sacrifice a couple of goals. If you offered him 2-0 or 4-1, he probably takes 2-0. He wants the clean sheet.
Okay. I hear that, but I'm just like, West Ham are like, they're not even in the mud anymore. Like the 6 foot, the 6 foot grave has already been dug, and they've got their coffin there, and it's open at the moment, but they're already lying inside it. It's just waiting to be closed. Like, that's where West Ham are at the moment. Yeah.
Do you think they go down?
What? 100%. I said that West Ham, Brentford. The Brentford one is a bit tricky now because they surprised me. But West Ham, Brentford, and Burnley are my 3 to go down this season.
I think Wolves are in big trouble as well.
They are, and maybe because after game week 10, I'm gonna redo my prediction, information, and then maybe I'll swap out Brentford for Wolves, or like, it all depends on what happens in it. But West Ham, and I'm pretty confident on the West Ham and Burnley. Like, I'm very confident on the West Ham and Burnley. The Brentford, I'm a bit here there, but the West Ham Burnley, I'm super confident on. And then the Arsenal game. Well, I already went on KG's channel last night, and I already said my prediction. It may change because obviously I've got a prediction show tomorrow. But as it stands right now, I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. I like that gest. I don't think they score against us. I honestly don't think they score against us. I like Gakpo, Hakpo's good. Ekatike's. They got a lot of good players. Sorry, when I say good, I'm talking about on form at the moment. They got a lot of good players, but nothing it's not scaring me. I'm not scared.
I think if you can get at Gyokeres, bro, I'm looking at him thinking semi-dud at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get down your right hand side. It could be.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is, Wolfie? Yeah, I just feel like when I'm confident about my team, I have to exude that confidence in it. Like, I have to show it. Like, I can't be quietly confident. Like, I have to be, I'm honest in it. Like people. I'm not saying this, but I'm not even a big enough channel for me to say wild things and it get me more views. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not farming views or clips or anything like that. I honestly believe.
You're convincing me, bro. You're convincing me because
we're too.
As we've been talking, like, I actually think this game suits you more than your next game against us. And I'm not saying that with Forest bias. I just think your record against Big Six is good.
Yep.
You would struggle more against us if we went defensive against you than a Liverpool that will try and play football. Yeah, he's looked very shaky as well. He's looked very shaky.
Right. Final thing, and this is gonna apply to a lot of the Big Six teams this season. They haven't played against an Arsenal that have a striker that wants to get physical with them the whole game. The centre backs, they're gonna experience a whole new Arsenal. So I tell you what, Slot better. Whatever's going on up there with Konate, sort it out immediately, because Eza and Gyokeres on that left-hand side against Konate, I dare you to place a Szoboszlai there. I dare you to place a Szoboszlai at right back, thinking that he had a good game against Hot. I dare you, because Eza and Gyokeres will spin this guy for life. Yeah. So look, we'll leave it there. Yeah, because obviously I could go on for another hour talking about how I'm gonna punch up Liverpool, but then I wouldn't have any content for the rest of the week with the Liverpool fans in it. So don't worry, people. We'll keep it stepping. We'll keep.
Yo, when you doing your thing with Cal, man, I want to watch that one. That's gonna be fire this week.
He's on holiday at the moment, so basically
he's hiding. I hear it. He's hiding. He's hiding.
Yeah, he's hiding in Portugal. You know what I mean? So next Tuesday we'll be talking. And for next Tuesday, 5 p.m., make sure you're locked in, people, because that's going to be a very, 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 very interesting stream in it. So, look, people, going to leave it there. I am going to send you over to Never a Foul, Hooks Raid. You know the settings, you know the steeds. Go over there. I am going to be back at 3 o'clock with Cass as well. So, if you guys want to see Manchester United get fists up, yeah, because Cass can't say anything to me anymore, yeah. Make sure
you can't say anything to no one, man.
Yeah, you come back here at 3 o'clock. Make sure you're subscribing to Forest Fan TV as well. It is in the title, Don't Be Frauds. And people, let's get the likes as high as possible before we leave. So on your way out, the outro's gonna play. Yeah. While the outro's playing, before you get redirected over to Never a Foul, just slap the like button. And yeah, we'll catch you next time.